Hey, what's up? How's it going? Today we are I am completing the cyberbullying trilogy by Dreamcatcher with Odd Eye. You know, we've done Boca, done Scream, now it's time for Odd Eye, and I'm really excited about this. I know you've all been excited to hear me talk about this, which I'm thankful for. Anyway, let's just get into it. Enough rambling from me.
눈을 떠 모두가 바람 찬란한 이곳 셀 수 없이 슬픔을 흘린 후 조금씩 보이는 new world 경계선을 넘어선 그 공간 더 아름다운 풍경을 in my eyes 긴 방황 끝에 찾은 빛빛이 난또 마주쳐버린 희망 속의 lie 더럽다 교묘해져 my mistake oh 빛으로 가려지는 so sorrow 미소에 속아 방심하는 그 순간 숨은 비밀을 봐
Okay, before we get into the chorus, I want to let's just go over some of this real quick. When it says, open your eyes, splendid here, open your eyes, splendid here, everyone hoped. Which I think is like, at least I take it as like, you know, like open your eyes, like open your eyes here, everyone hoped. Open your eyes, splendid here, everyone hoped. Like, you take a look at this like horizon, this place, this new place, and there was supposed to be something beautiful there. At least everyone hoped there would be something beautiful. And it starts off in a very hopeful kind of light, a hopeful kind of frame. And then, hold on, let's move forward. Appearing new world, the space beyond the boundary. Like, basically, how can I put it? Like, it seems like it's like something that is, like, if you're appearing, they're like looking over the horizon. It's like the idea of looking over the horizon to like a new possibility, a new hope. Like they say, the space beyond the boundary. Like it's like sailing to, like Christopher Columbus, weird comparison, sailing to the new world when everyone thought like you would just go off the edge, and you're going someplace possibly more hopeful, something more inspiring. At least that's what you're looking for, and trying to find something maybe more beautiful in this place where this like untamed frontier, so to speak, you know, past the limits of what you know. And then like again, that's emphasized with more beautiful scenery in my eyes. Hope seemed to be found after a long water. Pretty much like we went so long, maybe feeling like lost, confused, hurt, wondering if there's any reason, but then you finally get somewhere where you think finally you have that hope, you have that positivity after going so long without it, and you think you finally found it, but this is kind of when it starts to turn, because it starts off in a very kind of hopeful place, but then it comes around to, but a lie and the hope faced again. So, but basically, like, you think you found hope, you think you found something good, but once again, it turns out that that was all a lie, just like what you left behind left you nothing but pain and sadness, and you think this new thing, this new place will bring you hope, but ultimately it did not, and it was all a deception, so to speak. And then about a lie in the hope phase, getting more sophisticated, my mistake. Covered by light, so sorrow. Like, I think like the line getting sophisticated, my mistake is like basically like I like it's my fault. Like, I grew and I matured and I changed, but then I ultimately realized that what I found was kind of more of the same, but I'm not the same anymore due to what I've gone through. So I can sort of recognize when something's a lie more so now than I could before. And maybe that was my mistake, because when I was naive, I couldn't recognize it, but now I can more so than I could before. And it's in a moment when caught off guard by a smile. And I think that's interesting The light so sorrow, the moment when caught off guard by a smile. And I think that's like, I mean, it's kind of like the smile is like, when you like it surprised you. It's not something that you would expect, even though you know where you're going. Ultimately, is not good. But let's keep going.
숨은 비밀을 봐 오달 더 깊이 빠져들어봐봐 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함이 가려져 경계를 넘보는 눈과 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 있지 않을까 And first 여긴 찾던 곳이 아닌 걸 No more utopia.
Okay, let's get into this chorus real quick because the chorus really has a lot to say. At least I think so. And like, let's start here with the chorus. Everything is a plausible lie overshadowed by sweetness. And I think that, like, with that, like, really saying it's like, especially speaking in the context of the internet and cyberbullying and people being hateful online. It's like, especially on the internet, it's like you can't believe everything you hear. You can't believe everything that people say, and they often try to cover up the nastier parts with the deception of kindness and deception of something sweet. But underneath it is really something just angry and hateful. Like, it's like if someone, I kind of take that as like when people try to say like, oh well, I don't like, for instance, I don't like a show because, like, it's just bad writing. But then everything they talk about really has nothing to do with the writing. You're wondering, do you just hate these people? Are you just being angry just to get clicks, just to get views? Are you being hateful because it's popular, but then trying to guise it under valid criticism when you're not really making any valid criticism at all? You just want to be negative, either for fun or just because you're a hateful person or because it's what's popular, but you try to hide it under something less malicious, I would say. And then, hold on. Eyes that break boundaries, despair to face me to the end. And I think like, I like that line. It's like the eyes that break boundaries. Like, basically, like, my eyes have been opened through my own experiences, and I can see past deceptions. The front of kindness, of sweetness, I can see past that to what's really underneath the surface. And I realized that even when I went someplace different to find something hopeful, I recognize now that there's only like despair for me in the end. Like it says, despair to face me to the end. It's like I realize now that it's like I couldn't really find what I thought I would, even when I went someplace different, and I can recognize that now. My eyes can see past the illusion, so to speak. But let's keep going. And here's the thing, back and forth here isn't I've been looking for no, this subtitling is weird. Here isn't I've been looking for no more utopia. And I think ultimately, like, the first verse started off hopeful because, again, it's like it represents the idea of, like, sounds like found that utopia, found that peaceful, loving place, only to realize that it is just as bad as where you came from. And you realize maybe there is no new utopia, there is no perfect place. All we have is this to deal with, just the despair, the sadness, and I can't lie to myself about it anymore. That's kind of what I take from it. But let's keep on going. We got a lot to get into. I could be here all day.
Yeah, live it up. 무의미해, 발버둥치네. 같은 곳에 머문 듯해. 다시 끝없는 갈증을 닫는 채 신기를 쫓아도 거기엔 없는데. 오늘은 찰나 완벽한 환상 현실을 가린 채 흐려진 눈에 보이는 결말 마주쳐버린 희망 속의 light 교묘해진 my miss.
Okay, before we get back into the chorus, again, let's break down some of these. There's live it up. Struggling with non-meaning, we seem to be in the same place. I think that's like being able to like you're struggling with understanding your place, with understanding what your purpose is, and you feel very lost. But I think it's something a lot of people in this generation, especially in social media, can relate to, because even though social media allows you and the internet allows you to have so much access just so much information, it feels a lot of time that people are even farther apart and people feel even more aimless and lost in an age when it's easy, when it should be easier to connect. And it feels like a lot of people are all in the same place but still very far apart. And let me see, hold on, let's go forward. With endless thirst again, no matter how chase a mirage is not there. And basically it's like the idea, like, that imagery of walking through the desert, and when you're in a desert and you see a mirage, this beautiful thing. Is this an oasis? Is this a place where I can get water? But it's all an illusion. And it plays into that idea with like the endless thirst again, no matter how chase a mirage, chase like virginity, like purity, no matter how pure and beautiful the mirage is, it's not real. No matter how much you want to believe that what you're looking at is something good and something pure, and that you can't really delude yourself because it's fake, even though that's what you long for. That's what your thirst is. That's what you're thirsty for. And then, hold on. Moment, perfect illusion was covering, a static moment, perfect illusion was covering the reality. And, and we see that all the time, like online. People try to push certain things to cover the truth for you. Like if you watch several outlets on information about certain things, you'll get a lot of different sources and a lot of people telling you different things about it, but no one really wants to tell you the exact whole truth. But let's keep going. There's a lot more to cover, and I have a limited amount of time.
조금씩 사라져가는 걸멈 나를 따라만 오는 줄 알았던 그림자를 따라가는 듯이 바꾸지 못하는 운명 속에 희망은 더 사라져.
What's really interesting here is like all the other lines that culminated in this line, and a fate that cannot be changed, hope it's fading away. I think it's like leading up to the point that you come to the realization that maybe you've reached a point of no return where maybe there is no hope for things getting better. Maybe it will all just kind of implode and destroy itself. And I can't blind myself to that fact. And the harsh reality is getting harder to ignore now that I can see through it. It really just kind of emphasizes what's been said before in the song, but I think that's a nice little culmination. Let's wrap this up and then we can go home. Well, I'm already at home, you know what I mean. Okay, in the end, the Dreamcatchers couldn't find the utopia what they dreamed of. And I think that's ultimately this song. Like, this song starts off in sort of a hopeful place, but then it ends in a much more realistic and possibly even more nihilistic place at the end. It's like the reality has almost like drained the hope from you in the end. And I think it's a really interesting take on that idea, and I'm really glad like they made a song about this kind of thing. All in all, though, I really like this song. I like the idea of it, and I like the thoughts behind it and the messaging of it. I know I couldn't touch on every single thing, otherwise I'd be here for like 40 minutes, and I don't have that kind of time. But I really enjoy that. But let me know what you think. Let me know, do you agree, disagree? Is there anything that I missed? I know there are things that I missed. Is there anything I missed? Let me know also. Yeah, if it's your first video here, thank you for watching. Subscribe, why don't you? You know, help me get to 300, I would appreciate that. And yeah, until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Oh yeah, if there's any other Dreamcatcher songs you think I should check out, let me know. Peace.